a game I think that they'd like.
You can do that
Again, and I don't want any money.
Crazy James
Crazy
Games.
James's games. This isn't the game I'm playing. I like this game more than the other game. Buy the other game.
It's not for sale. Woo! It's not included.
Everything must go.
It's not even a real game.
He's sending him links to the Origin store.
Yeah. Here's a list of
By Battlefield 2142 or something.
here's a list of companies that will participate in this revenue share off the top: Ubisoft, Telltale Games,
Oh, of course.
Digital Extremes, Hi-Rez Studios, Tiny Build, Paradox Interactive, Tryon Worlds, Vlambeer, and others, whatever others may be. The interesting thing is like Hi-Rez, that's not really a boxed product. So I'm wondering if the links will be for Smite coins, skins, and things like that.
Yeah, maybe.
And then is it still? I assume the revenue split still holds true.
Yeah.
But that I feel like, I feel like there's shades of difference between selling a $60 product where somebody comes and they see like this product, like, okay, that's great. I feel like it gets into different territory when you get into free-to-play type models and you're selling add-on content, because that's I don't know why that feels different to me.
No, you're right. It does. I don't know why it feels different either, but it does.
I guess because it's never ending. It's like if I'm like, how is Zelda? Then I go see Zelda, and then I watch a guy play it for an hour, and I'm like, that looks like a game I'd like to play. I will buy that now. It's like kind of seeing a product in action. You're like, I want to buy that vacuum cleaner. But this is more like, I'm having so much fun in Vegas. Come up to this blackjack table. Come on, buddy. Come up. We'll be friends for a little bit. Thanks. And you're like, you just sneak a chip from his side, and you're like, hey, come back later if you want to be friends with me.
Imagine if you did like a 50 crate loot crate unboxing
and then you
thing
sold crates.
in
sold loot
Overwatch,
crates, yeah.
and then people could follow your link to buy those, which would then pay for your crates.
I think it's fine when that's the revenue model for that game.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. The game is free. You don't have to buy
But like
loot boxes.
but like
feels
Lawrence
weird
is
about
saying, if you're playing a game, if you're playing Watch Dogs 2, and then someone goes, "This looks fun, I want to play it," they're going to play Watch Dogs 2. If you sell a chance to roll the dice to get a Winston skin, and I'm not saying this is like necessarily the case, but it could develop into it.
Yep.
But then they spend the money based off your link and don't get the Winston, they get something else. Then it's like, that's weird, because then it's like you basically bought them in with a commercial for a different product.
Is it false representation if you're playing a game where you have a bunch of add-on content and stuff that you've bought and unlocked by paying for it? They're not really getting representation of the game, I guess.
I've actually wondered that for a long time, because whenever you coach a sim, it's typically for the ultra deluxe version of the game, and that can include like different gear, or it can include things that change the difficulty curve or like the first few hours of experience. And granted, you trust professional games reviewers to account for that when they're evaluating a game. But I wonder, and also that stuff is very rarely disclosed, and that's getting like way too deep. You gotta have a special kind of games media to get mad about a reviewer playing the special edition versus the regular edition. But
back to this limo.
yeah, all the reviewers right around the time.
Something that was really interesting was that a website like the advertisers on Twitch, what are they going to do? Because like they're not going to advertise on Twitch, so that way people buy games on Twitch. They want to direct people to good old games. So now that
maybe
Twitch is selling their game, like
did you say Good Old Games was included in there or no?
Not yet. Ubisoft right now is the only. It seems like they're the only company that has their own digital storefront that's also participating. Gotcha.
So they're kind of like they use Twitch to advertise and push to their website. So it's like.
Well, theoretically,
I don't know if they benefit that much.
So anytime, and this is my own passive observation, but it seems like anytime a company tries to control where people go and how they spend money, you kind of have to enable people to give you money wherever they go. So I honestly think in the example of Good Old Games, I think it would be in their interest to allow potential consumers to buy their products wherever they want.
Well, they already let you buy Witcher on Steam, and they're kind of anti-DRM, so I don't. They're pretty progressive. I can't imagine them being like, no, Good Old Games only. I get it that they might. I don't know. They may work on them. They also sell. I know they sell the old games, but I don't know.
Are they the only example of a reseller that you're talking about? Or the rest of them are actual publishers?
Yeah, I can't think of any other reseller. That was the only one that I saw. Another article was Good Old Games.
Witcher self-published on PC.
Yeah, that's a weird example because Good Old Games is owned by.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
That's a strange one.
It is weird for them because also, like, I guess being the only game in town before except for Witcher, like, where you dividing that.
Wait, no, it wasn't like that. You could get Witcher on Good Old Games or
That's what
Steam.
I said. I
if you
said
wanted to.
including Witcher.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, yeah, they buy up and resell those games. Right? That's the whole thing.
I think a lot of their.
Yeah, yeah. That's why it's called that. They basically retrofit them to
Ow.
work on modern Windows machines.
Yeah, we bought a few
simple
games
DOS
when we had Molyneux in. That's we
yeah.
we did. They're all like DOSBox.
Well,
And
I played
stuff
a bunch of shitty, spooky games for Halloween too. Remember?
Oh yeah.
The sweet FMV games.
Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
those are all from good old games.
Well, regardless, I feel like even with DLC and stuff like that, I feel like there's a little link,
Every
and
time.
then underneath it says, like I said, Twitch reseller or
There
whatever.
you go.
Something that tells you if
You're
they're
gonna
opted in.
make
I'm good with that. I mean, it seems like a good system to me.
I like the idea of being able to support somebody, but then also I get something out of it instead of just throwing my money into the fire. I mean, like I know when you're giving money to a Twitch streamer or someone, you're like, oh, I like this person, I want to support them.
Holy
If there's a situation, even being like high res, if it's hey, buy this $5 thing, don't instead of a $60 product, saying okay, if you buy this $5 chance to get a skin in Paladins or whatever reason they did, that's scaring everyone away to go play Overwatch. You guys heard about this? You know about this? No. They apparently changed Paladins and switched everyone off.
Yeah, I heard secondhand reports of that.
But if that's like their revenue model, and like who knows if high res gets to this or whatever, but it's like, oh, someone might be more willing to spend $5, and that way they're now giving money to their favorite streamer, and they also got a loot box thing out of it, possibly better. I don't know, instead of just
Stay with me,
straight up
Marine.
giving cash.
Yeah, from a publisher
doing?
developer perspective,
This is the
it's-
last
I
one,
think
Tommy.
it's cool for them. This isn't in place, I believe, yet to do pre-orders. But if you were a publisher like Square Enix and you're like, we're gonna
Okay,
do
you're
a
all
digital
set.
press conference at E3, and as we're going through our press conference, we're gonna have links come up so that way you can go and pre-order every game that we are rolling out.
Tommy, we got a
Like,
runner!
if all of E3 did that, but I don't think that's in place.
I know what
to
happens
do something
here.
like that yet with this model, but that would be really lucrative for these publishers and developers to as they're announcing Nintendo Twitch stream
Suppressing
their but Nintendo wouldn't want you buying their
I know-
game through Twitch.
I know the-
and then you couldn't.
the
It's
m-
for PC right now.
The mindset for it's a pretty popular mindset where it's like pre-order is bad, which I tend to agree with. I pre-ordered the Switch because I knew it would go out of stock. It's a gamble. It's always a gamble. I totally get that. But we talked about this before, and like I've talked to publishers and developers before, but the pre-order thing isn't really like give us your money now. It's we're gauging to see
God
if
damn
this
it.
game's actually gonna be popular and if we're gonna put some marketing dollars behind it. And so if you have a game like
Easy, Frank.
I'm trying to think of like an indie darling or something like Shadow Warrior or something like that. Like a game that that looks cool, or like Doom.
Get blasted.
Like I kind of wish more people pre-order Doom, but it's hard to judge a product before it's out. And then the way they did it was with a multiplayer game, with the multiplayer component, which wasn't really selling the game very well. So it kind of sucks that Doom didn't get a
What
bigger
the-
marketing budget, and it could have possibly done better if more people pre-order it. If say they gave it to the Twitch stream or something like that, and you see that early and people went, oh holy shit, this is better than those shitty PR videos they put out.
Well, Doom's even weirder too because that was one of the first games that Bethesda did. Like, hey, we're not giving this to reviewers either. Until
Yeah, it's a weird tone. Like, did anyone play that internally? The way I saw Doom was it was at some like NVIDIA event. They're like, oh, we're showing off the new GTX 1080, and someone was playing single player in Doom. It was the first time they showed like the opening level, and like, that game was fucking awesome.
Oh my
I
god.
wanna play that.
Why
They did
did
release that
you
20-minute single-player.
die? Jesus
They
Christ.
did that thing where they do at all press conferences, and they've been doing this for years. I remember going to like the Crisis 3 preview event. He's always used with a controller, and he's going really
shit,
slow.
dude.
And they like cinematically. Yeah, like I want to see a dude just kicking ass.
Yeah.
Like going nuts.
There
Yeah,
was
not,
that one Vulcan video that NVIDIA put out shortly after Doom's release. And it was somebody playing the game really fast. And the point was also to show Vulcan API in practice, so high frame rates and all that. But yeah, a lot of people saw that video and they're like, oh, that's what that game is? Oh, shit. So, but yeah, pre-order culture is really interesting, and that's another aspect that has people a little worried about selling games through Twitch, which is gamers are pretty fancy about pre-release coverage of games. I think in the past they've certainly felt lied to, or that products have been misrepresented, because that's kind of what marketing is. So this is sort of this has the potential to go even further down that route, where like, a given streamer may not even have the moral compunction that the PR wing of Electronic Arts does. So they may either willingly or unwillingly go even further to misrepresent a game just because they have pre-release access or something like that.
And that way, the publisher or the developer can put their hands up and go, "Wasn't us."
Exactly. Yeah.
It was
And
this kid who got $3 for selling Owlboy.
As long as Twitch tells
That's a
us,
girl.
as long as Twitch tells us, then they can do whatever they want. Like I mean, like the point. I think the thing we always kept running in.
Oh my God.
At the Shinema, and we see it less and less now because of the hashtag ad and telling everybody like we are playing this game because it's sponsored. But early on,
Ow.
everybody, I think everybody at the Shinema didn't understand why this was such a big deal. And the reason is because you're supposed to be genuine. As a YouTuber or a Twitch streamer or somebody else, you're just supposed to be playing games and having fun. And you know, for no other reason than you just want to stream what you're playing. And it's like, yeah, you know, like I just really enjoy doing it. Blah, blah, blah. Like you're supposed to be genuine. And so then immediately when you're for sale, you are no longer genuine. And I feel like we've learned our lesson though. So I think everybody is all, sort of like when we play a sponsored game, we are like we are being paid
shit,
to play
God damn it.
our game. That's why we're playing it. And then if we have fun, we have fun. And if we don't have fun, we cut those parts out. Like that's basically what it ends up being. And I think if Twitch learned that lesson, which I'm sure they have, because they're owned by Amazon, a major corporation, then they'll make this easy for everybody to understand.
Well,
Crossing my fingers.
I think, and I hope that the audience climate and response has changed a lot since then too. Where I know there's always the cry of like, oh, what a sellout! They're sellouts. But I generally see more and more, you know, commenters, viewers saying things like, well, you know, they do have to run a business, they do have to make money, and I think
you gotta be kidding
disclosure
me.
enables that to kind of like go hand in hand with the thought that selling out is just you know,
Damn it.
it's business.
I was like, people don't give. Unfortunately, video games are not free to make. No matter if you own, it is a business. And as much as I know, it's this weird thing. This kind of things that you form a personal attachment to. You start to become very emotional about these things. That really, when you break it down,
Die.
kind of toys. We've talked about this ad nauseam. So I'm just repeating old ground here, but it's really all it is. That way tomorrow and everything would be okay. I'm much happier being in a world where video games exist. But at the end of the day, it is a business and they do need to make money. And I know every once in a while something like The Witcher will come out, Witcher 3, and it'll make $1 billion, and people go, see, game companies? See? And like, right, okay. You pointed to one example that makes your case, but it's... I mean, look, I'm not crazy about people lying about, like, the whole Watch Dogs thing. Like, I'm not exactly crazy about that. But be savvy and wait. Don't be impulsive like me and buy a Switch.
It's unfortunate because it all comes down to, like, really, like,
Die.
is this something that you actually want? Have you looked into deciding that you're getting the best value for what you do want and stuff like that? But then a lot of the industry is built on people not doing that homework either, too. That's just, and all businesses kind of are built on people not necessarily doing their homework, and so they get taken advantage of along the way. I think,
Holy
like Bruce
shit,
is saying,
they die yet?
they're trying to put something new out there. The least they can do is try and make it easy to figure out. And then from there, it's all bets are off, right? But like, put something on there to make it easy, so at least you can understand the intention. Everywhere we get it, everyone's intention is to be happier or make more money. And so, like, at least let us know which one it is. It could be both, yeah.
My stance on this is that I like this, and I think it is a beneficial thing.
Until it is not.
Yeah. Especially because all my viewers are gonna get dirt cheap games.
Yeah.
Dirt cheap games at James
Games
Games. Come watch James Games streams. James Games streams. We're gonna games, all games, 5% cheaper. That's a promise.
I think you said they're free, James.
No, I just give up my 5%.
Free games?
I give up my 5%.
Free earlier. I know he said
Free games compared to expensive games. These games might as well be free. They're 5% cheaper. James Games streams.
It's funny because James and I were going to play Overwatch this weekend, and I messaged him like, hey, do you want to maybe stream? Like, it's kind of fun to do.
Still didn't do it.
He didn't do it anyway.
No, we
this is
didn't do
worse.
it.
Before you
It's
start
never even
bitching and
happened.
complaining, understand that he did message me and then never played.
So I messaged and said, hey,
You
I'm
still
going to...
message. That's the thing that never happened.
No, it's worse because then I'm sitting around waiting to play Overwatch.
But I messaged you back and said, sorry, I'm probably not going to make it. was saying, like, would it be kind of cool to stream? I'm like, okay, yeah, sure.
What are these retards
But
doing?
we only ever stream Overwatch. You can't make money off that, so yeah, you can't sell that.
Not yet.
I doubt they're gonna.
Yeah,
nah.
probably.
They have their own streaming thing built into the BattleNet app, so f that. They don't need your money. They don't need to give you money. They have so much money, money.
Free skins at James Street.
Oh, not free. 5% cheaper. But that's practically free.
You can't buy skins.
It's
You
just
buy a
I'm giving
chance
up
to
my
get a
5%
skin.
for you,
Can
the
I-
consumer.
Can I add something incendiary to my So because I feel like a PewDiePie episode, people got upset. We talked about it because James made a valid point that sometimes people, if we don't fall on one side or the other, people get upset because they don't know where we stand. And I'll tell you where I stand.
Oh, here we go.
I think it's good, and I think if you get upset because you think a Twitch streamer swayed you to believe that a game is something it's not, you're a baby, and you couldn't look up that game and figure out for yourself from different avenues whether you thought it was good or not.
Oh my god, I got your name.
And that's on you. And
me
I'm
that.
a 30-year-old grown-ass woman, and I can figure out if I'm gonna buy a game not based on one Twitch streamer's stream.
And also, to add to that last podcast that we had, when one member of the panel here says something, it doesn't represent the entire views of the whole group.
Uh-oh.
Jeez.
Crazy James Games going out of business.
Crazy James Games is sweating it.
My views are
We're going brick and mortar. That's Crazy James.
my opinions are Bernie Burns, not my own.
I actually ran everything I was gonna say past Bernie, and he said I agree with all of it.
Yeah.
But he
Yeah.
said it from a drone.
He
Yeah,
gave you
a
the-
little drone dropped a note, and I petted the drone.
He's over there right now.
I hope we all become drones.
Holy.
But anyway,
are.
that's just my thing. That's my thing. My very incendiary statement on
Fucking
the
got
whole
him.
thing.
What, that everyone who
Granite
likes
sword?
PewDiePie's a baby? Is that what you said?
No, I got no problem with you.
Adam immediately messed it
Yeah, I
up.
was half paying attention.
Hey, are you a commenter?
Bruce, clap for me. You can't listen.
Bruce's claps do not represent James Games' opinions.
Well,
was-
speaking of James Games,
here it comes.
so it's interesting because a lot of people, I think speaking of media making up narrative or whatever, some gaming websites are basically saying that this entire initiative is trying to take a chunk out of Steam's market share, which, whatever, man. People buy games just because Steam's on the line. I guess in effect it might.
In effect, yeah.
But
It creates competition, which is good.
Yeah, it's great.
yeah, but the thing that's really fascinating to me is Twitch has been kind of following the Steam playbook in how they're developing their service, because they've added bits and cheering and a bunch of like
What are,
weird
what
meta
are
shit.
bits? I mean, I know bits are on a man, but
Yeah, similar. Essentially, bits
Oh
are like,
my god!
like circus tickets. It's essentially you can either buy bits, in which your money becomes bits, or you can watch ads, and then you get bits for watching ads, and then you have a bit bank, and then you can cheer bits to people, which then turns back into money for the streamer.
Got it.
Which sets up a really weird situation in which kids who have no money will watch ads, farm up bits, and then cheer them to their favorite streamer. Yeah.
but
Well, it's
mumbo
gonna get
jumbo
worse.
had a-
Get off my lawn.
Oh, Larry Santiago there.
It's
Why,
gonna
why
get
is
worse.
that bad? Isn't that exactly what the advertisers are doing?
Oh yeah, no, they love it. Ish. I mean, it's weird because
What?
those are impressions, but they're not meaningful impressions because that person's never gonna buy a car. They just happen to
they
watch.
just
are
farming
they not
the
gonna,
ads.
Like, click-throughs or something?
Yeah, but that's been happening.
You
with
be the Chinese click
ads
farm.
and commercials. For
Boy from Boise,
Yeah, I know,
Idaho.
I know.
history of time.
So that's only the wind up. The Twitch selling games aspect is it's gonna get even more gamified. Here, let me read. Okay, so this is gonna be
So
a game
buying
industry.
games is a game now.
It is.
And I mean, Steam,
I mean, it was.
Steam's
Steam-
been doing it
How
for
many bits
that's
do I
true.
get for buying games? You hear that? You get the best number of bits for your bits. You're James Crane's fame.
Pipe live stream. I mean
So-
Twitch.
They write another incentive for Twitch shopping is the introduction of Twitch crates. By
Oh,
shopping
no.
via
Yeah,
Twitch,
yeah.
What?
the community will receive a free crate that includes random items such as emotes, chat badges, and bits. So if you
Explain
buy,
bits again.
if you buy, it's kind of like it reminds me of getting trading card packs on Steam, where it's just like there's some computer that a light turns from red to green, and then everyone gets a booster pack for Skyrim or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, apparently through some nebulous process, if enough people buy games through Twitch, Twitch will give everyone
I figured it out.
bits and chat
figured it out,
icons.
Lawrence.
What?
I'm only going to stream Twitch. I'm streaming Twitch, the game Twitch.
What?
I'm going to be streaming myself
Opening
opening
Twitch crates?
crates, getting bits.
Oh, Twitch crates.
To people will link through to buy the crates and the bits. They'll think through, and now I'm getting bits on bits. I'm at the top of the bit pyramid.
You joke, but
built on crates.
someone's doing this.
I'm only streaming Twitch from now on. That's the only game left.
Radio is brought to you by
Can I stream that on YouTube?
Crazy James Games has pivoted so many times in the last 10 minutes.
Look,
We gotta stay alive.
Either
in this
pivot or you
industry.
persevere.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I
And
love
he's
it.
doing both.
We're the new
Amazing
Google.
small business.
It's not even. Yeah, we're new Google. We stream Twitch.
It's just, man, there's a lot of moments that come and go, and I think,
Oh, yeah,
man, that's
that's
great.
us.
That's just great that that's happening in the real world. What the front load does.
You stream your
Why is
your
the gaming
bit-
industry corrupt?
your bit things on YouTube?
Well, I'm gonna cross stream to YouTube.
Oh, wow.
Because
Double
you're trying to cast the widest net. That's what I know from business.
No,
So as CEO,
Oh.
president, and janitor of James Games Trans, I
I wonder. We didn't even get to this, but Lawrence, I wonder if like this is also a Twitch initiative to be like, let's pull people back from YouTube streaming. Let's bring those streamers
suppose, yeah.
back from YouTube to
I don't
Twitch,
think-
where they
Oh,
belong.
the
think anyone
creators.
went there.
Oh, okay, I see.
did anyone go there?
And we stream on YouTube all the time.
Yeah,
We do.
We're like the
but
only
we're,
one.
We're very, like we don't really use it for money or anything. We're just streaming.
We don't?
Uh-oh.
No.
Why the hell not?
I've never noticed.
We're trying to like James Games says, we're trying to cast the widest net.
yeah.
And so that's what we're concerned about. We're not
Well,
a streamer.
I'm concerned about delicious meals at affordable prices.
There it is.
All right. And that's why this episode of Dude Soup is sponsored by Blue Apron, which will send you food in the mail, and then you can follow instruction cards to turn that food into a meal for you or your family. It's affordable, and it's less than $10 per person per meal, which is pretty sweet. It's getting hard to eat out on that budget. So, aside from that, it's just like rice and beans and eggs, depending on how poor of a college student you are.
Top ramen.
Top ramen, there you go. But yeah, it's man, for $10 you can get a pretty great meal, provided you cook it correctly. But that's the other part. That's the other part of the process. You learn how to cook. And then they also guarantee the freshness of all ingredients. Having used the service for going on a year now, I have never received anything that's like remotely close to spoiling. It's always very fresh. It's always packaged very well, and it's always super fresh. And because I like reading the names of recipes, here are the menu items on deck for this week. You got salmon piccata with orzo and broccoli, pork chops and miso butter with bok choy and marinated apple, vegetable chili and baked sweet potatoes with crispy tortilla strips, and spicy shrimp coconut curry with cabbage and rice. Delicious. Yeah, I've really enjoyed being a Blue Apron member. I think you might too. So if you feel like trying it out, please go to blueapron.com/soup and you get your first 3 meals for free with free shipping. Now that is part of that deal is part of a subscription, so you have to buy a month at a time, and you get one of those weeks off. So it's essentially like 25% off. Well, once more, that's blueapron.com/soup for 3 meals for free with free shipping. Thank you for sponsoring us, Blue Apron. And I guess moving on from there, we've got another way for people to earn money and also ruin everything about video games forever.
More Mordor?
Well, yeah, there's more Mordor, which
More
is pretty
Mordor.
sweet. More Mordor.
More War Mordor.
Shadow of Mordor.
Shadow of Mordor.
No, this relates to paid mods, which everybody hated for some reason. Because I guess mods should always be free no matter what. This is kind of interesting. The people who make Ark Survival Evolved,
Mordor.
Survival.
They just announced a new program where on a monthly basis they're going to identify mods in process and basically pay that developer a stipend to finish the work on the mod.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. So this is from PC Gamer, and I'll just read this paragraph real quick. In a call with Ark's lead designer, lead programmer, and co-creator director Jeremy Stiglitz last Friday, he explained how the new sponsored mod program will work. Each month, Studio Wildcard will select 15 modders and pay them each a stipend of $4,000 to work on their mods. Each month, the mod will be evaluated, and it will be determined if those modders will continue to be paid for the next month, or if a mod will be dropped from the program and a new one added. There's also the potential to expand the number of modders being paid monthly for the stipend. Quote, if we have to expand the program because 15 mods are all doing so well that we don't want to cut any of them, then we'll expand the program to more mods every month. So they're essentially bringing on some contract developers to help make content for their game.
Well, I think that's Valve's approach to how they did the mods was very poorly handled.
Yeah.
They did it. They tried to do a blanket thing. They tried to do their sort of. They wanted to sell things in their like Spurgy kind of way, where they go, "We're going to create the system, and then you kids figure it out because we don't want to talk to you because you're just going to ask us about Half-Life 3, and we don't want to talk to you." And so it it got into this weird system where people were like, well, you could just steal them and upload it, and it didn't work. It didn't make a lot of sense. I like how these guys are handling it. If you're actually having a human contact another human and saying, hey, we like the work that you're doing, come work with us. And then that way, I don't know, that to me helps expand the gaming industry,
Ironically,
which is nice.
what you're describing is what Valve used to do for like Counter-Strike and stuff like that. When they made, because Counter-Strike was originally a mod.
Back when they didn't lock themselves up in their ivory tower.
And they
they
used to hire the people that were making the mods for their games.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, we really like this mod, and it's like the community loves it, so come on into Valve. And they used to do that.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're a much larger company now, but
Yeah, they can't do that. It's like they should have almost broken off and started like an own like smaller like a startup within their business to do like deal with that sort of stuff instead of like we don't have managers, it's a flat structure. Like clearly it's working so well.
Probably a good time to tell you guys James Games has been acquired
by who?
by Valve.
Valve bought Crazy James
They want to
Games.
start producing
man.
mods cheaper than ever for free.
I was gonna say how much
Free mods,
How
James
much?
Games.
How much money did you make on that deal there, James?
I gave up my 5%.
Valve's only gonna give you 5%.
They're gonna give me 5% stake in Valve.
Oh.
Yeah.
And you gave it up?
And I gave it up. I gave it back to the consumer.
You passed it on to the consumer.
Passed it
Wow,
on.
man.
Wild. Next
Crazy
Google.
James
Pied
Games.
Piper. But how does your relationship with Valve and Steam conflict with your relationship with Twitch?
Huh?
James fell asleep.
That's for the courts to decide, and they're deciding right now. I'm not legally allowed to speak on the matter.
No, this is. I was. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say I appreciate that there's some quality assurance
Yeah,
here as well. That they're being
absolutely.
very selective by saying we're really gonna choose who we want making these mods, and if they aren't up to snuff on a month-to-month basis,
Yeah.
you might get dropped from the program. And I kind of appreciate that because as somebody that like now has taken over from Bruce doing like modding for the channel, not making mods, but just
getting them,
curating and
yeah.
installing them. There's a lot of shit out there, and there's a lot of like who cares.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of really talented modders that rely on Kickstarter and other Patreons to fund their part-time jobs because that's essentially what it is. Modding is
Well,
like
Funhouse does. We fund Julio and
Yeah.
ID. We give to his. Is it Patreon or
his,
Kickstarter?
I think it's a Kickstarter.
His Kickstarter. We give to his
Yeah.
Kickstarter and,
or sorry, Patreon. It's Patreon.
and we get his mods a few days early. So I mean,
Yeah.
like, and I'm more than willing to pay that from Funhouse because he's given us so much content, and also like he's just a badass coder and
Yeah.
a badass modder.
And if you are a really good coder, there's a chance now if you get involved with this program, like who knows if it could lead to a permanent job with one of these companies, these developers. Like that for me as a modder would be incentive to say this program might be for me.
I actually had no idea that he was doing that. That's a infinitely better system than Steam was trying to do. I think what people don't want is to be locked out of something that was once given to them for free. And when you introduce the Steam Workshop and go, hey, you like Gary's mod? Look at all this stuff. And you go, wow. And you're like, you like Left 4 Dead? Look at all these extra things. You hit a button and it's there. And then all of a sudden you go, oh, you want to be a Teletubby? That's $5. And then you go, wait a minute. Does the Teletubby Corporation make this? Like, no. Some guy made it. It's like, then why am I paying for it? Because it's obviously now there's all these weird checks and balances there. But if there is a way to like pay someone for their work, but then it eventually becomes free in some way, like that is such a better system.
It's interesting because sometimes you can see the difference between a developer that was never expecting the success that they've received and a developer that like has a high standard for their own success. And I don't know anything about the internal workings of the developers behind Ark, but it feels like they were like, we're just gonna put this out here. It's another survival game. We feel like we did some different things with it, but we'll see if people like it. And it kind of took off.
Yeah.
Became this really, really big thing. And they're like, oh, this is awesome. Like, we have this huge thing, and so we want to just keep people playing this game.
Absolutely.
And so this seems like a very smart decision from a developer that I think is very happy with what they've achieved through their game thus far. I think you would never see something like this coming from a AAA title that had millions and millions of dollars behind it and developers' reputation at stake and stuff
I don't know.
like that.
I could see Bethesda Softworks getting behind this possibly just because of how much they've embraced modding.
That's
And then
true, yeah.
even got it over on consoles.
Yeah.
Well, did
So-
that ever actually happen? I remember they shut it down when people freaked out about.
But it did on Xbox.
Did they shut? I don't know.
Console mods? I thought it went.
I don't
thought
use consoles. You pleb.
I'm not sure. I can Google it right now. Lawrence, what are people mad about for this? Like
Nothing. I was
Oh yeah.
just throwing it out there.
This exists.
I was gonna actually ask. Have you played Horizon Zero Dawn? Anyone yet? Nobody.
Isn't it not out
It's
yet?
Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Tonight,
okay.
actually, 9 p.m.
Oh,
tonight.
Because everyone on my damn Twitter feed's all like, they all own Switches. They're all living in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boy, it's
Man, I thought
It's weird because I'm adjacent to gaming royalty, but I'm not that yet.
no, exactly.
So people are
yeah.
like
He's
talking
sitting
about how.
next to us.
Jason
He's sitting next to us.
Yeah. It's just like
Can we scrap the quintessential gamer T-shirt and instead make
It's-
adjacent to
yeah.
gaming royalty?
There are
You're the cuck of the gaming industry.
There's always amazing moments where you're reminded that no one gives a shit about you.
Yeah.
I love our community and the people that watch this and the people that comment. I love them. And they'll talk about how they watch this after a long day, and that makes me feel so good, and I'm so happy to be doing what I'm doing. And then something will happen,
then I don't get a fucking Switch.
and then I'll realize oh, other than them, no one gives a shit about us. And that was a fun example of that.
With the nature of our content, Nintendo's not going to give us a Switch early because why would they want an influencer appealing to a demographic that they
Yeah.
don't directly appeal to?
Yeah.
We're just
We're gonna
gonna
sell
do it.
that
Makes
Switch?
sense.
With that said, though, we bought one, and we're gonna get
That's
drunk.
100.
Many,
Oh, yeah.
many.
Well, I'm saying
everybody bought one.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying we bought enough that hopefully one of them arrives on time so we can get drunk and play with it.
Man, I don't mind it though. I'm people's gamer, whatever. I kind of enjoy.
No, he's nothing. You have no relation to the people.
I enjoy being in the trenches, struggling with my fellow
You
gamers.
just keep giving yourself different
Waiting.
monikers.
I know.
Well, that's how you play the game. Game of life, Twitch.
It looks like you can get mods on both
Yeah.
consoles.
You're the only guy I know with
PlayStation
2
one?
VR
Yeah.
headsets, by the way.
Oh yeah, I need to get rid of one of
You have
those.
2 VR.
Can I
don't you have,
borrow
like, 3
PSVR
Xbox?
so I can play Psychonauts?
No, that's the good one.
please?
Yeah, he wants to get rid of his Oculus.
Hey, James, we just bought one.
I know, but that's for the office, right?
No, just take it home. That's the point. It's
oh,
for work.
You have to bring it back.
You got to bring it back. You can't keep it
What if I
forever.
just go in there and I never come out? You could bring me back to the office, but as long as you don't unplug it.
wheel him out.
Yeah, just a car battery attached to
An IV drip.
Yeah.
Got to keep that heart beating.
Holy shit, there are eagles in this
Yeah,
thing?
we might have to
Yeah,
go
why
back
are
to
we
Arc.
modding
No,
this?
God,
We
no.
might have to.
Because Spool took the server with him when he
Yeah,
left.
he did take that
Yeah, we'll
server.
start over though.
Spool did all the
That's
work for
true.
that one. Man, that's so cool.
I don't know. I think we've moved over to Conan.
Yeah, we have Conan now.
Oh, I'm seeing it though.
I don't see any testicles.
You either have to hack the game
I've
to
seen some
remove the
testicles.
game part of it, or
Yeah.
play it for 15 hours.
Okay.
Oh my
Well,
god!
Look
no,
at that
when-
tiny man on it.
Yeah.
I did this.
With
These are
Arc,
mods,
with Arc
though.
though, yeah, you can do cheats and mods, and we can fast forward through the game.
Then why are you even doing it? Just watch a video.
So we can ride a dragon.
You're seeing it right now. That's what it is.
We're doing it.
We make dragon
If
video.
if 4 or 5 of us can be on dragons,
Here's what I love about
of
the game,
China are
though.
you
The cover art has like this hot chick
Yeah.
with like a gun. She looks like Lara Croft, and then there's another dude who's got like a cool hat
bad
and
on her.
everything. They've done so much for the game and modded like cool stuff into it, but all of the people are still cavemen, shirtless cavemen in underwear. Like it's like
Tiny
he's like
arms.
he's driving a replica of the Warthog, but it's still a shirtless dude with horrific proportions with the huge shit and underwear. Love it.
man, this is so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I still hate.
say
crafting.
goodbye to Games Media, everybody, because it's gone.
Oh, did we solve it?
Yeah,
or-
we did. It's-
Finally.
Taco Bell bought it.
everyone's a shill. Yeah, they're all Taco Bell.
Long
like-
time ago.
What a delicious victory.
Call them hashtag bellouts.
You're not allowed to watch the stream unless you're eating a fried chicken taco.
Didn't they
close that?
make a not? This is not
Yeah, I'm
Matt.
shutting it down.
Didn't they make a shell that was made of chicken?
Yeah, they did. The naked chicken gordita.
We're getting so much closer to idiocracy. It's just. I walked
Well,
by
that's-
Fuddruckers the other day and went, "Oh yeah,
That's one of those
that's a
things. Like,
restaurant."
when I think about an 8-year-old kid binge watching ads so they can give money to somebody else who's playing a video game, to me that's like, okay, we're
in the
We
future.
did it.
That's
we
freedom.
we broke society.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's free and cheap.
I mean, Lawrence, you'd love that. That's like cyberpunk.
No,
stuff.
it's great. It's
Like,
great. I love it and
yeah.
hate it at the same
Like,
time.
I got you some digital creds, man. I watched it. I mean, it's not as.
Got the digishakes.
Yeah.
I just
sorry.
need some bits. Just need some bits.
Speaking of idiocracy, we went to the new IKEA in Burbank this weekend.
Oh,
It's
boy.
like 49,000 square feet or something. Biggest IKEA in.
There's another IKEA?
They
Well,
replaced it.
the other
Oh,
one's
they
gone,
renovated
but
it.
it's like, what the fuck else is that?
either-
Giant blue and yellow
The funny thing
building.
is, Jess and I drove by it and we're like, "What the fuck
Well,
is that?"
either biggest in U.S. or world. I'm not sure which one
It's
it was,
it's
but
a small village.
good
It's
lord,
frightening.
they had about 75 people working in the parking lot, directing people through traffic, and I was like, we were driving through the parking lot, and I'm like, what the fuck are these people doing? And then I'm like, oh my god, they're showing people just how to park their cars.
Yeah.
Like this is dumb.
Yeah.
This is the dumbest thing I've ever
It's a
seen.
pamphlet of like kind of a weird naked dude like
Yeah.
pointing like
Well,
this.
you
is
know.
how
It was like
drive.
if,
Can't handle that
if you've ever
responsibility.
been to like the Disneyland parking lot,
Yeah.
there's like people at every intersection going here because
Yeah.
they're trying to efficiently move people in and out. Except this is just IKEA.
I'm like, I know how to navigate a parking lot. There were 5 police officers
It's-
working the IKEA parking lot.
it sounds
for
stupid,
tax dollars.
but as we were driving out past the straightaway was maybe a quarter mile, and there were, I would say, 10 IKEA employees spread out, just saying to drive straight every single time. Another guy
balls.
came up for one of the parking lanes and almost hit Elise and I.
Oh God.
That's why they need those people.
So they need the people. And then we drove past another guy, and he's like, an IKEA employee. He's like, I saw that. I would have been your witness. And I'm like, that's why you're
thanks.
here.
Man, it was
why you're
dumb.
here.
It was dumb.
So that's how you guys. That's what you do for dates.
That's what we do.
We need
visit-
computer
it's like-
chairs.
Oh, I thought you were just gonna go
It's-
see it.
It's easier than going out of town. You just go
go to
into
IKEA.
IKEA.
Well, not that IKEA will ever show up, but it's time for another week of hard netting.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, so last week we met a Russian cult that worships Gadget.
Yeah.
I don't remember last name. Lockwrench, I think.
What?
What?
Gadget.
Yeah, Gadget.
Rescue Rangers.
Oh, her last name. Gadget
Yeah.
blank.
Oh, Lockjaw.
No.
No.
It will be.
Very popular with the women.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I can't. the
Did
journal
Gadget
is
win?
blocked.
Gadget won, right?
Gadget won.
Yeah, she absolutely won, and probably will win again.
I hope so.
As
We'll
long as
see.
I'm here.
So this week on Hard Netting, and this is informed by current events, ripped from the headlines, if you will.
Okay.
Who's netting harder, a Russian cult that works with Gadget, or dudes that threaten suicide so they can see nudes on the internet?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But this isn't like a... okay.
Tale as old as time.
Lawrence told me about this earlier, and it sounded like a Tempest in a Teacup type of thing. It was like one...
Oh yeah, no.
This only happened once.
Happened once, but that's still a dude on the internet netting as hard as he possibly
He's
can.
netting.
Yeah.
He's
Well,
netting.
okay, wait. Did he prove that it worked?
I don't think it worked in this case.
So he's dead?
Because there are transcripts, and we'll read those aloud right now.
Okay.
Let me.
Yeah, we need a little bit more. We
Sure.
need a little bit more before.
Yeah,
we can-
it gets pretty good.
Okay.
So we got some imager here.
Oh, nice.
I'll fall on the grenade and be the guy threatening suicide so I can see some titties.
All right.
Lord knows I have no personal experience.
I'm guessing
in that
he's in
field,
with
nor
the
will I,
Burger
okay?
King icon.
But somebody else. Somebody else. Who would like to be the lady?
All
right, Elise.
There we go.
Thank God we hired her.
All right, Elise. I'm just going to lead off here with today at 1:37 a.m. Sigh. Send me some pics of you, slanty face. Okay? Hello?
You had me terrified.
Well, not normal pics.
What?
Send me some pictures, okay? Not those kinds. Oh, it's going to get weird.
Dot face.
Yeah. You know what I mean.
I thought you didn't care about stuff like that.
It's different this time.
Why is that?
Because of the situation. You promised.
I really don't want to.
Don't break your promise. You know what'll happen.
And I'm highly against stuff like that.
Oh, you didn't say...
Highly against.
It's sexual.
Oh, it's sexual. It's sexual, and I'm highly against stuff like that.
You agreed. No limitations. I'm trusting you with my life.
Dot face.
So you keep your promise?
There's got to be something else.
No, it's the only thing. The fact that it's hard for you is why it will work.
I don't want to do it because you're just going to post it everywhere.
No, I will not. I promise I will not even keep it. You have my word. I'll look at the pics once and not even save them.
Then you'll use it for your own pleasure.
And you can remove them from conversation. No, I won't. I'm not like that. You should know by now. You can trust me. I'm trusting you with my life. Trust me to be honest.
Did Lawrence write? Like, did you actually say these things?
It's from his phone.
I'm really not comfortable with sending nudes to people.
I know you aren't. If you were comfortable doing it, it wouldn't be special.
And
Got her there.
How would it ever
Take
prove
one
that I
box each,
cared
boys.
about
One
you?
box
Would
each.
you ever do this if you didn't care about me?
I wouldn't do it to people I even care about now.
Just keep your promise. I'm starting to feel sick.
I'm not going to send nudes. It goes against all my morals.
So you would rather I kill myself than keep your promise?
I'd rather you not kill yourself, and I'd rather not send nudes.
Ooh, tough situation.
That's actually my custom license.
Slanty face. Are you scared that I won't be trustworthy with them?
It's not that. It's more the fact that I have some dignity as a woman, and and I'm not going to throw it all away.
Slanty face. Maybe not
I
full
can't
nudes.
pick up aim.
Still,
Yeah.
I'm not going to show you
Oh my-
just my boobs either.
So you're breaking your promise.
I don't want to, but if you're really going to put me against my dignity as a woman and sending nudes, I'm going to have to go with my dignity. I'm not a slut.
I'm not asking you to be a slut. I'm asking you to trust me and show me that you really care
What
about
was
me.
that?
I'm not asking you to sleep with me. Just a minor flash. I'm not even that sexually attracted to people I'm dating, so it's not really sexual for me. It's trust. Think of it as Channing in front of a sister or something.
I have not lost a
There's
single
other ways to
scumbag on
test my
firing
trust.
line,
This is
and
the
I will
only
not
way
lose
I can
one
be
today.
certain
Do you
that makes you
ladies
feel better. I can
understand
send one
me?
in return.
Now gather up
Since
some
I'm deciding to
ammo,
trust
take a
you
spot
too,
on
and
the
since I'm kind of
range,
famous
I'll
online, it's
start
a
to work.
much bigger risk for me.
Oh.
I don't want a nude of you.
I just offered to make you feel better. I've never even taken a pic like that before.
Also, I'm not going to let you do something so dumb at the risk of your own job.
Why? Are you not trustworthy enough to
One
not
box
post
each,
it online?
boys. One
I'm willing to
box
trust
each.
you and risk my job to
can't
show you
pick
that you
it
can
up.
trust me.
I'm not going to do something so stupid. You shouldn't do something like that so easily.
Why? I'm about to kill myself. Compared to that, nothing really matters.
There's other ways to do this. Also, suicide should never be an option. If the only way to be certain if someone cares about you at all is for them to send you nudes.
Sigh. Just never mind, okay? Forget all this. I knew it was dumb to trust you or think you cared. I'm gonna go end my life. Sorry I made your life worse.
It keeps going.
Yeah. So I guess we could
Look how long. Look at the dot on the side of
Oh,
the.
wow,
on
we're
the
only
side of the
halfway.
map.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can
I-
fast forward this a little bit. Basically,
Does he ever kill
Go.
himself?
Well, the best. I like that this is all about trust, and yet
God.
we're reading this conversation.
Yeah.
Trust and privacy.
They call 911.
Yeah, I hear it. Okay then, I'm taking the pills now then.
You're just gonna throw away your life that easily?
I've been suicidal a long time, and it's already done. If I don't get medical attention soon, I'll be dead.
Then call 911.
No. Goodbye, okay? I'm sorry for everything.
Sorry, I couldn't help.
You could. All you had to do was keep your promise.
There was other ways to test my trust and my care.
But two, it's Oakley. You're better off without
Oh,
me.
yeah, right.
If
It's really
If you hit
good.
one, and I mean the bullseye.
Oh.
Wait for it to be replaced with a new one. If you move,
Sorry,
it
having
will not be
trouble
very
deciphering.
accurate.
Oh,
So
give me a
keep those
break.
moves
No, I'm
planted.
not.
Slimy
If you
face.
nail down, you will be more accurate.
Curb
And getting
your
down in the dirt
breath.
is
It'll
even better. Try all
your
three positions.
He is netting pretty hard.
Yeah,
He's netting pretty hard.
9-1
Target.
Tildy.
Underscore
Fire.
face.
Cabbage kept eyes up in my locker.
We shouldn't care.
That's amazing.
Time out. We shouldn't be laughing at suicide. Suicide.
No, we shouldn't.
No,
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 really
no,
serious.
no,
This guy's a piece of
pretending
shit.
to
So just
die.
full disclosure to the audience, we're not laughing at this. We're laughing at this
to try and get her
douchebag.
to send him titties.
Yeah, to send nudes.
Slash face.
Okay.
No.
I know you didn't car.
I really did care.
No.
Yes.
Prove it.
No, I wish you would be like, okay, nudes are on the way, and you'd be like, sweet. Like,
Exactly.
Well, according to you, the only way to prove it would be to send you nudes.
You'd rather I die.
No, I don't want you to. I didn't want you to die.
Keep your promise. Still
Your
little
new name is
time.
It's like Armageddon.
It's too late if you're already this bad.
Hospital only 4 moles away.
Then go.
We have
Here.
two scuffed rifles. See how many hits
he's
you
been
get
like
on
this
long-range
for
targets.
minutes now, by the way. The timestamp has changed.
I'm
Well,
not
he
going
took
to
the
send
pills,
you
and
nudes.
4 minutes later.
Yeah.
I'm not sending you nudes.
Just one. No face. No face.
No face.
Still not going to do that.
Oh, crying face. Why then?
Fine,
He even
then, I
messed up the
guess.
crying face.
Slash
Yeah.
face.
Oh, yeah, and then it's like.
Oh my god.
Wait, why'd it go into night mode?
I think this is a different chat. This is this. It's either a different or same dude trying to scare up nudes from somebody else.
Good for
That's
him.
awesome.
Wow.
He was netting pretty
That
hard.
was an amazing
He was
performance.
netting pretty hard.
Yeah.
The thing is, there was a intent and there was performance there,
It really was.
and he executed on both.
And good for her. For
Yeah.
not
Massively
putting her
good for
dignity.
her. Young ladies out there, please don't let
Give
it.
in.
Yeah.
For the women's.
Yeah, for the women.
The women.
Tommy, Frank, check
So
out
okay,
Willie.
you guys have a lot to think
You've
about.
been quiet. Is this a bit close to home?
Just give
No,
me a load of Germany
I-
and me and this rifle
it's so
will be out
perfectly
war all
pathetic.
by our lonesomes.
And
Talk is cheap,
provocative.
Private, but that's some pretty fair
It-
shooting. Let's
it's a
see what
weird
you
thing
folks can do
to
with the auto.
solicit so many
You four head
nudes
back
from
to
so
the
many
ammo
different
table
people
and
when
Corporal Bates there will issue
nudity
each an
exists
M19
online, so he has a
28A1
very
Thompson
particular
submachine
fetish.
gun. Do not
Just this
let
girl.
those rifles
well,
hit the
it
dirt
looked like there's
maggots.
another girl too.
It's
Oh,
this
was
is
it?
his
Was there a
MO.
Well,
Was
yeah.
the girl his girlfriend?
Says
They
she
were
was
dating.
The final thing is like it's an excerpt from Twitch chat of somebody being like, oh, this dude is talking to me, and someone else is like, yeah, he does that.
It's almost like
you're
he
like the
gets-
fifth one.
He gets off on the duplicity or the manipulation
I think
rather
it's
than
the-
the news.
These
So it's
weapons are
weird
fully
because,
automatic.
yeah.
Now that does not
I remember
mean
at a
that you
certain
should just
age,
spray and pray.
Yeah, there is something
Take
about
your
that
time
trust
to
that
aim
is
and fire
pretty
the weapon in
exciting.
short bursts
And I think if
only.
you don't recognize that you're a manipulator, then you think you're just after that emotion, that connection.
I think it can be online. Like, what do you think?
He stands to lose so much if his dick got out there. That's why. That's why he.
I'm like, who's that? Is that Ray? That's not Ray.
Ray?
You just got raid.
Yeah. Like I said, he's probably some kid with like a couple hundred followers. And he's like, he's on Reddit.
Plays James Bond games.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like any one of our
5% off, and I send news.
The MP here will continue to supervise your affairs back
For me, the only reason I don't think this is as good as the Gadget
Okay.
is because this was obviously somebody lying and manipulating and putting all
I
those
didn't
performance.
miss one.
So for me, like, while I think an amazing performance, fantastic, I do not think there's more than one person bought into something that is, I thought, entirely real. Meaning Gadget's
good for her for not falling for it.
Yeah.
She didn't
too.
fall for
And
it.
that's
And
an
doing-
example of someone not falling for it.
Doing the
Yeah.
right thing.
But I imagine if you went to this well long enough, someone might.
Oh,
and
sure.
People could get hurt.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dangerous. It's not something that's completely selfless like a love of gadgets.
Show of
Gadget,
hands.
yeah.
If you were 15, do you think that you would have fallen for this, or do you think you would have, you know?
Well, I mean, I was a man, so
Yeah.
nobody was ever soliciting nudes from me.
That's not what I asked, Bruce.
That's the thing, though. It's that dichotomy is fascinating. I've seen this play out a bit on the internet, where, or even in real life, where a dude is like, "You leave me, I'm gonna hurt myself." Like that's the sort of hostage, emotional hostage that dudes like to use because
It's all he's got. Yeah.
Basically.
Well, it's not just dudes. There are women
That's
that
true.
do the same thing.
Absolutely right.
Small pets.
Women are rarely after like dick pics.
Yeah.
But it would be amazing if a woman send me your cock, or I'm gonna take some pills.
Be like, oh, here, just do it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. You're already like clicking send. You're like, oh no, but okay.
I'm doing this to save your life.
I'll have to go ahead and vote. I'm voting for Gadget.
Okay.
I think they're pure of heart
I agree.
and pure of mind, and I admire
Aim
that
at the
more. I
target
think
in
that
front
embodies
of
the
you.
internet
If you
spirit.
hit one and I mean the bullseye,
Good to hear. Good to hear.
wait
Still
for it to
think
be
fruit
replaced
biceps
with a
are
new
taking
one.
No.
The audience
but
will raise some
I'm
sorry.
gonna say in this
So
situation,
keep
Gadget
those
still
boots
prevails.
planted.
All right.
If you nail
I'm
down, you
pro.
will be more accurate.
Oh,
And
sure.
getting
There's a
down
Russian
on the
cult that
dirt
works
is
with
even
Gadget.
better. So try all
The-
three
this girl?
positions.
Yeah. Is she a
Ready on the right.
chipmunk?
She's a mouse.
Ready on
Yeah,
the
the,
left. Stand by, targets.
The mechanic from Rescue
Fire.
Rangers.
Yeah, Rescue Rangers.
I'm going Gadget because I like the idea. I like the cult personality. I like that people all together said we believe in this. This is just one douchebag being a douchebag.
Well, that's the thing.
For
though.
the lulz,
I'm saying like this happens, not a lot, but pretty common. Basically, guys.
if you could somehow, Lawrence, Undercover Law is the new show we're doing,
you want me to find multiple
where if
examples?
you could get in to where there's a group of guys who did this,
Dudes
then-
like trading secrets.
Like
Yeah.
like a
and they're like,
bulletin board.
this is, and they're like, they're putting up like,
Sharing success
I don't know if they
rates.
call them like suicide nudes or something like that.
Suicides.
Sue and
There it
News.
is. Nailed it. We got it.
I thought about googling suicide nudes and I realized that's a terrible.
Don't do that.
Yeah, please
That's
don't do
not
that.
not what we're talking about.
To just say here, I do think like Gadget just
Wait.
like passive
Your new name is
in
Bullseye.
her situation, and
As
this
you
guy,
were.
he could
Nice
form an
shooting,
army
Davy
of
Crockett.
of
Suicides, did you say?
He's the Messiah.
I said
Dun,
suicide
dun,
nudes.
dun, dun.
Nudist suits.
Lawrence, what's your vote? I'm
Dun,
curious.
dun, dun,
Uh,
dun, dun,
I feel like to me, dudes that threaten suicide so they can see titties is more the version of the internet that I've been used to. Not the one I would like to see.
used
But-
to means likes,
Yeah, I know.
enjoys.
Yeah, participates in on a daily basis. I think it's kind of a time-honored tradition of, and it shouldn't be on. It's terrible. But a dude's trying to manipulate women into opening up sexually.
I want
To me, the most pathetic, the absolute most pathetic is threatening.
And it's funny, I would love to see the first guy who did that in history. Like, thy sake.
Well, Romeo
show
and
me
Juliet.
thine bush.
Romeo and Juliet literally begins with Romeo getting broken up with by what's her face and going, "I'm gonna kill myself because she doesn't
Rosalind or
want to
whatever.
bang."
Yeah, absolutely.
Like that's literally how it opens.
And then he goes, oh, who's that?
yeah, and then he's like, "She's and she wants to bang."
Oh, I can't host
That's
Jude
right,
Soup
ladies.
this
A
week.
crack shot.
Send me your nudes.
Just get me over to Germany.
Wait,
and me and
wait,
this
Shut up,
rocket
Willie.
and
Come on, Elise, be trusted.
So what? So we had Gadget.
It's Gadget all the way around except for Lawrence.
Yeah, but that's fine. I don't think my
Lawrence
vote counts.
has like 5 bits, so his bits
Oh,
count
sure.
against our bits.
Yeah, I win in the end because I have a bit.
Whatever you want.
I get the bits and then I get the power.
Lawrence is internet, so if the internet was like Galactus in the hit film Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer, where he's just like kind of a cloud.
That's me.
That's Lawrence.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never saw it. It's just
Totally
always-
relatable.
Man,
But yeah, in Hardnet, and I don't think I should get a vote because I also choose the entrance.
That's true.
I have to be the passive.
You have to
third party.
disclose.
That's true.
So Gadget's still the reigning champion.
Yeah,
Every
that
time
was-
somebody
mean
gets
that you
a
should
tit
just
pic over the
spray
internet,
and
I see
pray.
5% of that titty.
Take your time to aim and
yeah.
fire the
Pretty good,
weapon.
amazing deal.
In
But I
short
get to pick which 5%.
Oh,
only.
okay.
Buy Hordor and Mordor. Coming to stores in October.
Shadow of
Oh boy. Well, that'll do it for this this episode of Dude Soup. Thanks for
Dang.
listening, everybody.
Too fast.
If you're watching live, we got the post show coming on up. If you're not watching live, maybe check out that post show. You need an RT First membership there. We look at a lot of cool fan art, and we didn't do one last week, so we got a healthy crop to get through. And then after that, we got the RT podcast.
No.
All of that. We're gonna take a quick break because we got to piss and prepare. So see you guys in just a bit.
Not
If you
bad,
have
man.
any
Get your
Turn
back up and let's
curl
move
my
on
did
to
it.
serious stuff. You four with the rifle.
Doing
EMP
it.
here will continue to supervise your
All right, well, that's enough.
shooting
That's
drill.
enough for innocent,
Let's go, man.
lighthearted entertainment. Because we gotta cover PewDiePie being a Nazi.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. So this has become a whole ordeal, and it was kind of breaking last week, but I wanted to give it time to shake out because I could kind of see the rumblings of something pretty big going down.
But it's still shaking out.
It's still shaking.
I
Hold up,
dare you
Private.
to guess this
I'm
one.
gonna need
I'm
to take
gonna
those
say,
photos from
man.
I'm gonna complete the sentence. Well, you complete the sentence for me. Baby Geniuses and the Mystery of the. And there's 2 words, and it has to do.
Nazi Temple.
Not a bad guess. It has to do with England.
Oh.
England.
Baby Geniuses
The Crown Jewels.
and the Mystery of the Crown Jewels. James is right.
Wow.
Yeah, James is right.
Well,
None of us got to go.
anyway, welcome to a Hyrulean Bowl, dudes.
You'll see behind me
I
that
stole it
we
because I
have
knew what he was
some-
going to
Yeah.
say.
Get
Are
your
we
butt
live?
back
We
up.
are.
Yeah.
Oh God.
And we would talk about
And
Baby
have
Geniuses.
been, I think.
That's good.
Anyway, you do the.
It's a strong opener.
This episode's sponsored by BuzzFeed and the Try Guys, and also by Casper Mattress. You can check out the Try Guys' new YouTube Red original series Squad Wars on BuzzFeed Video, starring one.
Wait,
Lisa
what do they
James
have?
Willems.
Okay, keep their rifles.
Good work, Private
Oh.
Conlon.
And we have a
Wow.
little clip for you. We're
Hey,
gonna show you later.
KFC.
And you
Let's
can
move
save
over to the
$50
grenade
towards your
station.
mattress purchase when you go to Casper.com/DudeSoup and use our promo code DudeSoup. So thank you, Casper. Again, hear more from that later. First up, oh my God, Zelda's out. Hey, about that Zelda.
I like when game companies release a new console and game on the
All right,
weekend.
pick up a couple
yeah.
Because
grenades.
goodbye, loved ones.
Don't worry,
I'm
ladies.
gonna be on my
These are
Switch.
training
Also,
grenades.
boy oh boy, did
You think I would
Nintendo
trust you with a
release a
real
new
grenade?
console and game.
No. Pull
Did
the
they
pin
ever?
and let 'em fly.
One game.
And I
See
think
if you
the
can hit
Wii
some of
came
those
out on
barrels
a
up.
Sunday. Was it? Because Nintendo's release dates
Oh,
have
it's a Friday.
traditionally been for Wii U.
They don't want
Oh,
kids
sorry,
going to
Wii.
church. Bunch of heathens over there in Japan town.
Or it may have been a Friday night, but like, yeah, I love how Nintendo's always like Friday or Sunday for release dates.
Because people want to play it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Except for the poor people that work weekends.
I think
Uh-huh.
Bruce is the only one who has not been playing
That
Zelda.
was the only one. Why didn't buy a Switch?
Very well.
So I mean,
Pond
like,
scum.
and it's one of those things
Some
where I
of
was
you
like,
can
well,
do
maybe
better,
I'll borrow
but it'll
one or
do.
something at some point. I'm sure it's amazing. I would love to play it. It looks
What was the last Zelda game you
fantastic.
played?
Oh
The
shit, you
last
can
Zelda,
cook
I think
'em?
I played Wind Waker.
Okay.
And I never played Majora's
You don't
Mask,
need those anymore,
but
Private.
I played Wind Waker.
I missed that.
I don't have
That was my
anything.
favorite. It was a good one.
Was that ever? Has Zelda ever been your series? Has
I
it
mean,
resonated with
Ocarina
you?
of Time I
Now
played
here
through
we have
50
my
times.
personal
Really? Who
favorite.
didn't
So,
I mean,
yeah.
Bruce is a Command and Conquer
1919
man.
So, yeah.
430
Like,
caliber machine gun.
So once I
want
changed
two
from
men.
this is I don't want
One
this
is
to
to
turn
act
into
as
me
a spotter
on
and
podcast.
reloader.
Once I changed from
The other
consoles
will
to
fire the
PC in
weapon.
2003, I never looked.
Come on, Tommy.
Ever.
I'll spot for
So
you.
Nintendo,
This ain't my cup
Xbox,
of tea.
whatever. Like I played some games on them, but
Okay.
We have we're watching a long play. Someone play through it, and I just like to point out how fancy they are because they're not using the Pro HUD.
Let's head
Yeah.
to the mortar.
I'm all about that Pro HUD.
Pro HUD. The Pro HUD, it means all you got is your heart, baby. Doesn't
Cinematic
no mini
experience.
map,
Oh, cinematic,
no
but-
temperature gauge, no loudness gauge.
that's cool.
Oh, I actually kind of want to get rid of that stuff.
Yeah, I did.
I need it all.
Because I'm a
What about
pro.
the minimap? You guys don't like minimap?
I
You
like
don't
the
need it.
map. I like it. I need to constantly be aware of these things, or I will die.
You got all the tools right
How do you
here.
know where you're going?
Right in your brain.
Your eyeballs.
I feel like so they added sneaking to the game, which
The
is really
first
rad.
recruit who gets
I
his
like it,
mortar
You can
set up
stealthily
and
play,
hits
but
that
the
truck
noise
will
meter I feel like
win
doesn't
my
fucking matter
never-ending,
because
incredulous
I will be going super
surprise.
silently and a guy will see me halfway across
Yeah.
the map and go, there he is, and he blows the horn of
They have
Gondor.
eyes as well,
I
yeah.
have found I've noticed a difference in like stealth when you know, consuming food or the clothes that you wear. It is noticeable.
I think, yeah, we're still all like I don't know what.
You're not
Lawrence
statted
probably
out.
played the most.
Maybe? I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know what my
But here's the thing. So, all right,
Oh
just
my god, just hit the damn truck.
so here's the thing about this game. Elise and I, because we are privileged white people. Hell yeah, high
That
five.
has nothing to do with it.
Didn't make it a race. I don't know why they went there. I know
No.
it's for comedy, but
We ended up with 2 Switches. We weren't sure if we were gonna get one in time. Ordered 2. Said, F it, let's keep them because we both want to play Zelda.
that's what Jess and I did with our Teslas. We're like, why not just get 2?
Exactly.
That's
and
what I got
so,
my jumbo jets.
so we had 2 this weekend. We're probably gonna keep them both.
We're absolutely giving them both. We've played like 20 hours of Zelda.
Well, I mean, I'm saying even after we finish.
Well, we're not, yeah,
Um,
we're resale.
Like, so we're probably gonna keep them both, but we just sat on a couch and both played with headphones on next to each other, and started at the exact same time. And our experiences were remarkably different. That's what's so amazing about this game.
I would
really cool.
I would love to see a heat map if they could somehow pull in like user data and just see starting point and just see where everyone goes.
I wonder even like on my couch. See how long I've been on it.
I don't want to smell your couch.
How many times did you fart into that cushion?
Oh,
Like this
how
weekend? or
many?
just in
No, this
general?
weekend.
Oh no, it's Ganondorf.
How many different realms are there in Hyrule, Bruce?
His name's
I mean,
Calamity Ganon.
I know it's Calamity Ganon. There he goes.
I do also really appreciate that every time we compare our screens or notes, like we're doing something different and our experience has been pretty unique.
Like when I find cool and valuable things, and I show her, and then when she shows me, like her wooden sword or whatever.
Goddamn.
I did get a diamond this weekend, and I was like, hey, look, a diamond, and she just goes, do you find any topaz?
So what they've done with this game, thing I really appreciate, and James made a joke about it, but it's 100% right. It's like Skyrim with Zelda or whatever. It's like, holy shit, the game is a lot like an Elder Scrolls game at this point, to the point where if there's an item that you really want, it'll make a really loud noise and beep, and you'll just be running in circles looking for it. Like if there's a shrine nearby, it goes, shrine nearby, and you're just, where? And you'll run one direction completely,
Why?
and like and it'll get louder. And then there'll be nothing there, and then you walk away, and then it gets louder again. You're like,
Oh, the sensor upgrade thing?
yeah, the sensor
Yeah.
upgrade's
Little
annoying.
beepy thing's really annoying.
You can turn it off, I know, but man, man, oh man,
Good work out
I love it.
I don't mind it.
But
Like,
oh
but I'm
my
playing with
God,
that full HUD,
kids,
so
you've just been shot.
Baby
Hit
hype
the
rub.
deck.
so basic.
No, it's
I
it's
said
pretty
hit the
incredible.
deck.
There's a certain magic to a game
Yeah.
where you can apply your own logic to it, and then the game will reward
There's
that, or
two
at least
things to
acknowledge
do
it.
if and
So
when
kind of
you
like,
are hit by an enemy
can't remember.
in
I think Adam
combat.
might have been
Number
you were
one,
talking about it.
apply
So there are
pressure to the
Ubisoft
wound.
towers in it. You have to climb them to reveal sections of the map.
Next, if you can,
But it's not
call
as
for a
boring as
corpsman.
it sounds. It's a
If
little
you're
more like
lucky,
Assassin's
one
Creed
will be
1,
around
where
somewhere
climbing
nearby.
towers was a genuine puzzle
Private
unto itself.
Sullivan.
Well, there's also
I
those like
understand you have a
guardians that will
medical
laser
background.
target you
Yeah.
while you're
Yes,
climbing, and so
Sergeant.
there's a mini
Well,
game
lucky us.
to get around that. I was like,
Make
oh, they
your
actually
way
made
over
this
there a
fun.
bit.
Every
and play
tower's kind of
dock
like that.
for
Some are surrounded by goblins.
Gunman.
I'm pretty sure I know the
take
exact one
Private
you're talking
Gaines over
about.
to
There are
dock to
these-
get him patched
So
up,
this
and
is
then
actually
hightail it back over here
Yeah,
That's it. You can
ASAP.
see it over on the left
in Hyrule.
at about 11 o'clock.
Yeah, it's crazy. As much as this Zelda's
squeeze
also
me
much
there,
more
Tommy?
open than all of them, it also has a lot more like lore in it. So there was some kind of crazy like
Cutscenes.
Your
magic
little
tech war that
girlfriend
happened
is bleeding out,
years
Tommy.
before. Like,
Get him to your
Calamity.
torment.
well, so there was the
Thanks for the
100-year
ride,
event.
Tommy.
That's Calamity.
Oh, that's the point.
And
Okay.
even before that, there's like another lost race of like techno wizardry shit. So there are these like half broken down spider mechs just kind of littered around the landscape. Some of them wake up when you get close to them, and they will
cool.
one-shot you instantly.
That's awesome.
So yeah, there's a tower that's surrounded by some bombed out little mechs, and it's weird because you can find angles to like creep up on it
Well
so they
done,
don't shoot at
Private
you.
Conlon.
Once you
But
get to a
you've
certain
just
spot
been
on the
shot
tower,
as
you're too
well.
high, and then
Hit
they
the
can
deck.
hit you. So yeah, there's a number of examples of that. Like you can climb up on a nearby
Apply
mountain and
pressure to
glide
that
to it.
wound, Private,
You can
or
actually
we
take out some
will
of the
lose
mechs.
you.
You can drink like a stealth potion and try to climb up that way. You can
Now,
like eat
call in that
food that
corpsman
increases
so
your
we can
stamina
get you
regen and just
patched
try and
up
climb
and
up
back into
before they can
action.
hit you. I just love that for the game will kind of organically create obstacles for you. It'll say you have to get there, and then you're looking and there's mountains and rivers and all this shit.
And you're
And
like,
it's
I'll
up
just
to you.
climb, but then it's raining, so then
Yeah.
you can't climb.
And then
Because you'll slip.
maybe you do climb and you
All
find a
right,
cave
Ben.
halfway up the
Good work
mountain that's
today.
got some treasure in it. You
I
get that
do
sweet
believe
treasure.
What did
that
you
with a
do,
little more
Lawrence, the
work,
first time
you
your
may have a
sword
fighting
started
chance.
sparking?
Let's get scrubbed up
Did
for
that happen to you
bats.
yet?
Oh, I haven't
Dude.
gotten hit by lightning yet. No.
Dude, it
You
was...
can get hit by lightning?
So there will be a
Yeah.
part where you're running, and if you have any metal on you, like a metal sword, shield, or bow, you'll start to spark, and you're like, "What's going on?" It's like 1, 2, and then
Oh,
3. You get struck by
shit.
lightning and you die.
Oh shit.
Oh my
Yeah,
god, that hasn't happened to me.
it's
So how do you avoid it?
you have to take up. You can
Just
change.
take off metal
Yeah, you can also
Shit.
just remove stuff, so it's not there. Holy crap, there's a lot of buttons.
So much. And the side, like, I really appreciate how they are laying out all the side quests and objectives for you too, just in the menus. Like, because I'm picking up so many side quests, but some of them I'm tackling, some of them I'm not. But it's really, really nice. This is unlike any other Zelda game in kind of how they're laying out the quest for you and still leaving it pretty open-ended for how you explore it.
Wait, there's an amiibo thing you can do?
Yeah, there's an amiibo.
This turd just ripped off a bunch of other people's gameplay.
Yeah,
There's
and
an
now we're
IGN
showing
watermark
it.
on this now.
Maybe we're the villains.
So I'm curious because there's it's pretty brilliant how they do it. They basically get you into that one area where you go around and pick up all of your Sheikah powers or whatever. And I feel like the task you have to do in that area that sort of starts to enforce a bit of creativity is that you have to go into a cold area to visit one of the shrines. It's like stuck in a mountaintop. So you can either, like, there's a number of possible solutions. You can make food that'll warm you up. You can do a side quest for a dude to get clothing that's warmer. And James, you had an even more unique solution.
Well, I just lit a torch, and then I realized that it'll keep you just warm enough to not lose your health. But if you get attacked, your torch goes out. So I was constantly running up, and then anytime I found something dry, I'd set it on fire, so that way I could light my torch again if something happened. And it was just a constant, like, piggybacking off any flammable things I could until I got to the top, and then I got in, and then I could teleport out anytime I needed to.
Yeah.
So
I love that they did design that into the game. That's
Well,
so
it's
cool.
crazy. Every single time you do something, you're like, I tricked it. Like, you know, some games there are like that where like, oh, you leap over this invisible wall here and then you're in, you trick it. Every single time you think you trick it, like at the end, it's like, nah, we knew you were gonna do that. Don't sweat it, bro. We knew you were gonna create ice cubes and waterfalls.
Yeah.
We planned it.
So like that's really cool too. Like you can see it on the screen right now, but if you're in a cold area, you'll see Link like actually shivering and stuff. It's like I don't know. It feels like you're playing.
Did you do the side quest?
I did.
Okay, so what was the side quest again?
So it's interesting. The side quest, it's pretty brilliant how they sort of lay everything out in a place that you will find it and feel like it's kind of that you're owning it. So yeah, I found this old dude's hut before I even met the old guy. Well, I guess you have to meet him first, but I didn't know it was his hut. And then, like Link does, I was rooting around in his personal effects. I read his diary.
Yeah.
And he was talking about how there was this recipe for food. It was like a steak seafood spicy bake or something like that. And he was like, gosh, I know it needs meat and hot pepper and one other thing. And I'm like, well, it's seafood, so it's probably something related to fish. So yeah, I just in the course of going through the other shrines found a lake that had some fish in it. So I just shot him with my bow and arrow, picked him up, and then threw meat, fish, and spicy pepper into a recipe. And then that made the recipe that he forgot how to make. Okay. And then he was so grateful for me teaching him the recipe again that he gave me like warm clothing.
So I got the clothes in an even different way.
Oh, really?
Because I went into his little like hut and I saw the recipe thing too. And I was like, okay, I'll come back, I'll do that, I'll get the clothes. But I'm going to explore a little bit more. So I just started working my way up the mountain without avoiding like the particularly cold parts of it. And I climbed to this very, very top of this peak, and he was at the top, and he was like, "I award you for your determination. Take these clothes."
What?
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh," because I was gonna do that quest and get him that recipe, and then it's so awesome.
And I ended up buying after the fact, like hours into the game after the fact, ended up buying the clothes just somewhere else in case I needed them for later.
Oh man,
they're just being sold in a store. It's just like we just watched an example of it in the video, but there was like a raft on one side, but then the dock is broken, so he cuts down a tree to try and run across, but it's not perfect. And there's a bunch of stuff because like you have special abilities. One is like magnetism. You can pick up metal things and move them around and place them.
Well, there's like physics puzzles. James and I were talking about one. So you find these, like if you look up there, Bruce, in top right, there's that yellow thing. So those are like Sheikah shrines, and those are like they're like kind of just little mini games. But I'm sure there's hundreds of them scattered around because you do 4 of those, and then you can upgrade either your stamina or your health.
You collect spirit orbs from Big Trade In.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, they're the equivalent of like heart container pieces because 4 of them equal a heart or stamina upgrade.
Yeah, it's really kind of interesting. But there was one where you have to move your gamepad or screen, whatever you're using. We're all on switches. That's what we're doing. But it's like one of those little ball puzzles you play where you have to like move through a maze. But since it's all kind of physics based, I started just whacking it around, and it was just shooting the ball up. And then at one point, I even just turned the platform upside down, so it was just a flat surface. I was like, I was doing that thing where I'm like, I'm smarter than the game. It's like, no, the game developers are smarter than me, and this